Greetings, this is Jeep Dragon coming at you again with some more handgun videos. We have two Sig Sauers, we have Glock, we have Kel Tec, Ruger, and Smith & Wesson. So these are the 6 handguns that I have, and I'm going to make a separate video out of each one that is very similar. For this video, I am going to examine the Kel Tec PF9. Here's the Kel Tec PF9, and this is at least the box that mine came with. Some of them might come in cardboard boxes or whatever, but this one came in a very nice black plastic lockable case, which is pretty sweet. Alright, let's unbox this bad boy. You can notice it's pretty small firearm, and this is a 9mm. So, okay, so it looks like we have trigger locking mechanisms. I've never used those before. Little spare parts. Oh, and tags for when you're switching the grip. Okay, here's the firearm. Some paper came with. See, here's the manual. And yeah, here actually explains like all the pieces to it. You can like take it apart and stuff. Pretty nice as color manual. So inspect it on camera for your safety. Nazis there, none there. So pretty sweet, not too big. I can actually cover it with my whole hand. My hands are not that big. I mean, I have short fingers, but you could practically fit it in your pocket, and it's a 9mm, so that's pretty cool about it. The Kel Tec PF9 is a short recoil operated, center fired, lock breeched, double action only pistol. Short recoil is the most common method of operation. Short recoil means that the barrel moves back with the slide slightly and pivots up and down. Locked breech means that the barrel, bolt, and the slide are locked together for a moment until the pressure of the recoil pushes the barrel down and then catches it so that the slide can continue back. This redirects the recoil at a slightly downward angle instead of the straight back like the simple blowback design. Double action only means that a full pull of the trigger always causes the hammer to draw back and snap forward. The trigger is a long 5 pounds, and the Kel Tec PF9 does not have second strike capabilities, which means that if you actually pull the trigger and for some reason the round didn't fire, you can't just pull the trigger again to fire it again. You have to rack the slide to reset the trigger. field stripping the Kel Tec PF9 is fairly simple. Instructions usually say you need like a coin to pull the pin out, but what I usually do is just use the lip on the magazine. So let's first pull the slide back to lock it in place. Take out the magazine, and then I could just use the lip to pinch the pin out. So I pull the pin out here. Now I can pull the slide back. So then you just pull off the guide rod, which is like made out of polymer, and then there's actually 2 springs in here. And then take out the barrel, and then here's the slide. So of course, to put it back together, slip the barrel in. Put the small spring on the guide rod, put that inside the large spring, slip the spring in there and lock the guide rod on. Put the slide back on. You can, so the trick on this one is you got to push the barrel down. You can lock it in place. Then you got to line up the barrel so that you get a hole for the pin. Slip the pin in. And you got to just fiddle with the barrel as you're pushing the pin until it snaps in place. Now you can release the slide, put in the magazine, and you're done. Accessories for the Kel Tec PF9. Well, first of all, like with all the other firearms, I always get 2 extra magazines, so magazines are always accessories for pretty much any handgun, but the magazines, their bottom is usually one of these flat ones here. So one accessory you can get are these grip extensions for the PF9, which gives you an extra pinky grip on there, which of course I got on this one because so it helps my pinky rest on it so it doesn't feel like it pops out of my hand when I shoot it, because this thing is quite the snappy firearm. Another accessory that you can get for the Kel Tec PF9 is grip exchanges. So then the grip exchange kits usually come with like an Allen wrench, and they come with like extra pegs that go in these holes. So like if you want to change the color of your grip, you can. It comes with like instructions that tell you how to do this, and you can see my video where I actually demonstrate how to do that. So if you want to swap it out for like a gray frame, that looks pretty nice, you can do that. And it's not that hard if you know what you're doing, but can be if you don't have quite the tools like I did. But in my past video, I did it even with cheap tools. Another accessory you can get is the belt clip. I have a video explaining this. So then of course with the clip on there, just slip it into your pants, and it kind of makes it easier to carry. Of course, some people would be like, yeah, but that's kind of dangerous. I mean, you got an exposed trigger. Well, like, let me demonstrate the trigger pull on this thing. Let me demonstrate the trigger pull on this thing, because it's not that dangerous to carry it inside your pants, and that clip, it all the way. So it's not it's practically impossible to pull this all the way back with how hard it is to pull the trigger. here's pretty much a purse, or MERS if you want to call it, the very first concealed carry holster that I got, that I didn't really use very long before I got my next ones. But yeah, this can pretty much carry anything if you want. Like, it has a it's called a Kingsport Industries LLC gun toting mamas, whatever. But it has this holster that you can like adjust or all over this Velcro here, so the Kel Tec fits in there. Also, full-size guns fit in there just fine. And, of course, it's not really a fast draw, but if you want to carry a really big firearm, you can. So you can zip it up there. Let's see. Hang it on your shoulder, and of course, you got a big pocket here with pouches for holding extra magazines, and you can hold pens, you can hold cell phone pouch, key ring, whatever, pretty much everything your heart desires. And pocket on the back. Anyways, there you go. Or if you want a really universal holster, there you go. It comes out pretty easily. So here's another quite universal holster that's served me well with all kinds of firearms. Haven't worn in a while, but you want to wear this on your belt. It just kind of looks like a big camera bag. Similar concept. Like, you could probably find these at a gun show where they sell like purses and stuff. But you know, universal adjustable Velcro holster, and of course the front pocket with like pouches for 2 extra mags and other things you want to hold in there. But what's cool about this one is it actually has a drawing option. It's universal. Like, you have these 2 flaps here, and so there's right-handed or left-handed. And if I want to say I want to draw this from my left side, cross draw, I can put this one out, put these 2 zippers up, and then so wear this on, fit both my fingers a belt here. I'll wear this on, I'll take my left hand and like zip it open. It's a lot easier when you're actually wearing it, and then take my right hand, just draw it out, and it just looks like I'm wearing a camera or whatever. Here's another one I got at a gun show. Those universal ones that you can, I think you can adjust it for both inside and outside the pants carry, and of course you can, it has like thumb snaps that you can adjust or remove if you want. And so yeah, stick it on there and then just snap, pull. So it's pretty nice for a universal holster. And of course the only thing I don't like about it is how thick it is, so you kind of need a jacket over that. But here's a leather holster that like I got at a gun show. Okay, Michael Co.com USA holster. Got at a gun show, like one of those where they all heat it and shape it towards your gun. So this works well with the PF9, and you're gonna put your belt in it. If you want to wear a nice leather holster, I think I've worn that a couple times when I got it. But if you don't mind outside the belt carry that's leather and kind of thin, that works pretty nicely. But let's see. Here's another infamous universal holster called the Cell Pal holster, and if you like deep concealment, holds just about any firearm you want. Like, you know, fits this one pretty nicely, and slip it inside your pants. You let this dangle over your pants and your belt, and there's your cell phone. Of course, the only problem is this shape here seems to like bulge up in my jeans, even if I'm wearing thick jeans. So I mean, people might not think it's a gun, but it's just kind of annoying. But it's a nice concept. But you know, the other problem is that you actually need the holster for to fit your cell phone. And this isn't the first holster I got for it. It was for an old Verizon phone, and then I got a bigger one for my Motorola Droid 2 Global, but that doesn't work anymore. Since I wear Samsung Galaxy Note 2, I don't have a holster big enough for that, and so maybe Cell Pal sells things for that, but you know, since I don't really wear this holster, I think it's kind of a bother to have to keep buying Cell Pal holsters that go for your cell phone. So it might work for you, but yeah, not for me. But you know, just giving it out there as an option. It's a universal holster, so you can't blame them for too much. It's a nice concept, but it's actually made for the PF9, and I think in my Glock 26 video I actually used it with that, so it works pretty nicely with that too. But so since it's made for the PF9, of course it's going to fit. But yeah, I've worn this a couple times. It works pretty nicely. Somewhat universal holster that works with several of my firearms. Black Hawk nylon holster, right-handed, inside the pants. 3 3/4 inch to 4 1/2 inch barrel large autos, and so this pretty much works with any of my firearms, like even my full-size SIG P259 mil holds 17 rounds, so probably works with a Glock 17 if you want, but see, it fits pretty nicely and it like hugs all your firearms like a glove. So then Black Hawk size 6. So I've worn this for several times with both a Glock 16 and my SIG P250. Works pretty nicely with a Kel Tec PF9, but so it's an easy draw. But of course, since it's inside your pants, you're going to be squishing it down. So if you want to slip it back in, you kind of take your fingers and make it hold it slightly open, and then that'll like snake in. But, it's a pretty nice holster. If you don't mind just needing to fiddle with both hands to get it reinserted. But the Rekluse holsters, that I made a video for that, and I kind of got some wrap on that, but let me demonstrate it for you just to clarify some stuff. Here's the Rekluse, one that's for the magazine, so the magazines kind of fits kind of snug in there, but you just stick them in there and then just stick it in one of your, like your left, if you're right-handed, your left pocket. And then of course the firearm itself, like it just slips right in here, pop, you know, it's not, it doesn't hold onto your trigger that harshly, it just fits there. And some people saw my other video are just like, oh, that's dangerous. Like, no, actually, no, it's not. I mean, I don't wear this holster, so I don't want people to criticize me simply because I have it. Because, you know, I'm advertising this in case other people like the idea of pocket carrying the Kel Tec PF9. So, you know, don't complain to me about a holster that I don't even use, but I have it, so it's an option. But watch, when you stick your fingers in there, it's already off. It doesn't snag onto the trigger at all, so, you know, stop complaining about anything that touches the trigger is dangerous. It's like, it doesn't hold onto the trigger, it's just a shape for the trigger to go into. So you just stick your hand in there, pop, and it's right in your hand. Somewhat universal magazine pouch if you want to wear that outside your belt. So I got this at a gun show. It's kind of like those other nylon things I shown. So you'd probably, if you want to find something like this, you just have to go to a gun show and actually test it to see if it works. But, one nifty option for carrying your spare magazines is an ankle holster. And this particular one is the DeSantis gun hide ankle holster. This ankle holster is really nice because it can hold pretty much any magazine. So if you want to carry those 2 spare magazines for your full size, you can. Here's the Kel Tec PF9 standard 7 round magazine.